On the line right now is Ron Moshier from the Utica Observer Dispatch. And high school football, here we go, Ron. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bill.
So two, and then there were two.
Yeah, not really a surprise. Two traditional powers in Dolgeville and Whitesboro going back to the Carrier Dome for the finals, Bill. And, the word that jumps out to me in both cases is juggernaut, because right now both are playing very, very good football. And, we'll start with Dolgeville because they played first on Friday night at RFA Stadium. But I've been saying next to unstoppable. Well, the last 3 weeks I've seen them put up 62 points, 48 points, and 66 the other night in a game that could have been even more lopsided. And, that's scary at this time of year. I've seen them 3 straight weeks against an unbeaten Frankfort Schuyler team, against a very, very good Bishop Ludden team in the slop and the rain, and then against defending section champion Sandy Creek. And they have been next to unstoppable. I can't tell you, I can tell you who plays center for them, but I can't tell you who their punter is. I'm pretty sure it's Zach Smith, but I can't tell you because I think they've only punted once in the last 3 weeks. So that tells you how efficient the offense has been. You start with a banger up the middle in Cole Harlow, who had 5 touchdown runs the other night. You get to the outside with Chase Dockstader, who you could tell he was happy to be on artificial turf because he has another gear and he looks like he's faster than anybody else on the field. And then you've got Devin Goranchek, another great running back. The other night, Bill, I have never seen this before in 30-some years of doing this. They came within a few yards of having 3 100-yard rushers in the same game. And that's against a very good Sandy Creek football team. So, that tells you what's going on at Dolgeville right now. And, Aitzen Klaus, the quarterback, is also a great runner, and he hasn't even had to run the ball much lately. He's just handing it off. So, they're playing very, very well ever since losing to West Canada Valley. They've been next to unstoppable, and now they've got now they're back in the Class D final. They won it 2 years ago, and they've got a few guys who were sophomores on that team, and now they're back as seniors, and they're going against an unbeaten Onondaga team that I haven't seen in person. I've heard that they can run and throw the football, and if there's one thing that has hurt Dolgeville a little in recent weeks, it's the pass. Frankfort threw the ball well against them, at least early on in that first half, and then and Bishop Ludden is a passing team, and they had success through the year as well. So that may be my only concern when it comes to Dolgeville. But right now, you can't get the football away from them. They're just putting together drive after drive. So it should be a great one at the Dome. That's the noon game.
66-20, they beat Sandy Creek this past week.
Yeah, and that's Sandy Creek with, let me see, it was 52-0, I believe, before Sandy Creek's great running back, the Section 3's leading rusher, Joe Benedict, broke one for 78 yards. Prior to that, I think they had held him to 44 yards. So, and then the other 2 touchdowns were against Dolgeville second and third teamers in the final couple minutes of the game when it really didn't matter. So,
all right, on the other,
very, very impressive what Dan Zilkowski and Brian Wilcox and their staff, what they've done there. And I'll tell you what, Bill, this Dolgeville team is not big up front, but they great technique, angles, athletic offensive linemen that have been getting the job done. Cole Harlow was gracious in victory, talking about his offensive line, saying that's where it starts up front, and I believe it. And Dolgeville's a rarity when it comes to Class D football. They've done this for years. They try not to play many guys both ways, offensively and defensively, and it's really paid off this year.
Yeah.
And I can tell you in the past, it pays off at the Dome because in that controlled environment, it can get hot and stuffy. So I think that's a factor too.
Whitesboro, another team that is hot, representing the area this weekend at the Dome.
Oh yeah, I keep saying Sandy Creek was not a bad football team. Well, Carthage wasn't a bad football team either, but Whitesboro shuts them out for the second time this season, 38-0 at RFA Stadium in the semifinals. And again, I'll let the cat out of the bag. If I had to pick the Mohawk Valley team right now and my player of the year, if I didn't pick Mike Sarasulo, there should be an investigation because what he's done for Whitesboro football team.
Wow.
And again, taking nothing away from the offensive line, which is obviously doing a great job, but Mike Sarasulo carried the ball over 30 times, 300-some yards the other night, and I'd love to find out. There's no way I could do this unless I went through each game film, how many yards after first contact that Mike Sarasulo gains. I mean, he just drags tacklers with him and gets yards when you don't think there's any more yards to get. So I can't say enough about that kid. Blue collar, old school, love to watch him play.
I want to go back to the beginning of the season. You were these are two teams you picked that you expected to see back here at the Dome.
Well, like I said, I wouldn't have been surprised because Dolgeville started, I think, 7 sophomores last year. They had the youngest football team I've ever seen a Dolgeville team put on the field. This year, to be honest, I think with most of those guys being juniors, I have to check both sides of the football, but I want to say maybe 2 or 3 seniors who they'll lose this year.
Wow.
So, I mean, this is a sign of things to come, I think. Yeah. And, you know, they're back in the Dome for the second time in 3 years. And then you look at Whitesboro, they're going to lose Sarasulo. They're going to lose quarterback Dante Folletti. They're going to lose a great wideout and defensive back in Pat Gaylor, plus a great linebacking core. I mean, Mark Eberly, I can't say enough about that kid, too. He's a tight end and a linebacker for Whitesboro who, does the dirty work, doesn't get a lot of praise, but he's one of those unheralded heroes for Whitesboro. And this year, Bill, with Maine Endwell, who's a traditional state powerhouse, going from Class A to Class B, I don't want to put the pressure on the Warriors here, but this could be the year Whitesboro makes it back to the state championship game at the Carrier Dome. I really think they're that good. They have that much potential. Because the way the state's set up this year, I wouldn't be surprised if they keep going. And it's been exactly 20 years since they played in the state championship game at the Dome in 1996 and lost. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Shane and Joe Nassif and Jack Silvestri get them back there.
All right, so Whitesboro plays Indian River on Saturday at 3 p.m. at the Dome, and then prior to that, at noon, is the Dolgeville Onondaga game.
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
If I just wear, I know I'm supposed to be impartial, but I do wear my New York Giants blue, and that might be seen as Dolgeville and Whitesboro blue as well. But those are the home teams, so my shirt will say NY, but I'll be in blue also.
All right, good stuff, and you can read all about it in the Observer Dispatch. Ron Moshier, as always, thanks so much.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, high school football. Hard to believe we're wrapping it up. And who knows, maybe not wrapping it up. Maybe these two teams end up moving on after that.